Well, the refined obsidian really isn't much of a problem here. I'll just throw some... I've got some refined obsidian dust right here. But I am going to have to get some more obsidian. Actually, no, I have more obsidian. I'll just use it. There's an interesting little trick with the digital miner that you can do to get obsidian. You see, obsidian is formed when water douses lava. So let's suppose that you have a pool of lava, and there's a stream of water that's flowing over it. Well, there's going to be obsidian formed there, right? However, if you were to mine the obsidian while the... I'm trying to remember if this is... While the water is still flowing, it will douse the lava under it and turn it to obsidian. And you can keep reiterating with that until there's no more lava left that's in the way of the water. But as far as I know, you can only ever do that with the digital miner. You just keep repeating that one mining process. Just have to keep digging up obsidian repeatedly. Speaking of obsidian, yeah, look at how fast that's going. I'll need 2 of these. I don't know, maybe I should have used the speed upgrades on the enrichment chamber, but it depends on how much work I want to do with Mekanism right now. Yeah, the trick to this is you use control circuits to make other control circuits, and they sort of build on each other. So I'm going to need infused alloy to make the next level control circuit, a lead alloy, reinforced alloy to make the next level after that. Okay. Oh, and fluorite. Yeah, that slipped my mind a bit. To get fluorite, I will use the digital miner. Let me see if I can... Yeah, there we go. I only need a small amount of the stuff. But while I'm thinking about it, I'll mine some bits of redstone ore here. And enrich it. Yeah, fluid's a relatively new thing in Mechanism. There's no quest for the chemical crystallizer. Let's see. Slurries. And the slurries, what about the items? Ah, here we go, yeah. It inputs slurries and outputs items. So, how do you make a slurry? You use a chemical washer, which requires ore. And also requires refined obsidian. And fluid and chemical tanks too. Well, let me just make the refined obsidian first. And the ultimate control circuits. Come to think of it, I'm probably going to need more ultimate control circuits in the future, so take care of these. And while I'm at it, I'll make the basic fluid tank, the basic chemical. Where did I put the rest of my obsidian? Oh, I mean, yeah, it's back here. Glad I refined that redstone, or dug that redstone up, because I know it takes a lot of it's a high energy demand, but I was thinking of taking the ultimate energy cube and using it as a big battery for the digital miner. What else do I need then? Oh, right. Actually, I need another one of those. Alright, in there. And yeah, okay. I was afraid I'd estimated this wrong. And there's the chemical washer. So with the chemical washer, let's see, fluids will be input on the top, slurries will be output on the side, and input on the other side. And that's why I haven't bothered to put away my mechanical pipes yet. Can I configure this thing while kneeling? Yes, I can. So it's got a water supply ready. And how to get dirty slurry? Well, you use a chemical dissolution chamber, which uses sulfuric acid and I suppose it's whatever you have on hand. So, to make that, you need 2 basic chemical tanks. And let me just enrich some diamond and obsidian, because, yeah, I need more refined obsidian ingots. Yeah, the dissolution chamber, that's what I was... And yes, it needs more ultimate control circuits. Let's see how to do this. Go. Looks like I need 2 of everything here. Actually, I might need another one of these. Or not. Okay. So that's one for the control circuits, and the other one for the infused alloys. You know, one of these days I ought to get myself a nice no soliciting sign. All that stupid guy ever does is block the way. I'll take half of that and use it to make atomic alloy. And we need two of these. And there you have it. You know, they call this the most bang for your buck. I'm not saying they're wrong exactly, but you do have to go through a lot. Okay, that's output, and I'm supposedly putting the inputs in manually. Problem is, I'm going to need a tank for the sulfuric acid. Fuse types. Huh, I wasn't aware of that. Unless sulfuric acid is a gas rather than a liquid, in which case, well, there's a way around that, though. So there are two things which I don't exactly have a supply of right now that I need to make. Hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. Now let me see. To make it wasn't clumps, was it? It was that was the purification chamber. No, it was shards. To make shards, you need, well, hydrogen chloride. And hydrogen chloride, as opposed to liquid hydrogen chloride, is made in a chemical infuser with hydrogen and chlorine. Now, the hydrogen we can get through electrolysis. The chlorine we get by using electrolysis. But the electrolysis is of brine. So, suffice it to say, I'm going to need another electrolytic separator. And those need osmium dust. Well, I suppose I can get that by pulverizing the ingots, but I'm pretty sure I smelted those into ingots before realizing I need to pulverize them. I'm using the pulver. Okay, I guess I can't use the pulverizer for this. Well, okay, crushers, I think they are still relatively loud, but they used to be, like, really loud. Like, a lot louder than that. So we have an electrolytic core. You know what's interesting? We seem to be running out of iron. I guess I could mine for that digitally. How much energy do I have in my... It's half full. Iron, I suppose, is abundant enough. Huh. Well, I'm probably gonna have to dig up anything else. What am I digging up here? Okay, that's a bit more precise. Because I'm getting gold and zinc here, and zinc is part of a completely different mod. But yeah, there's like over 1,200 irons here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop at like 63 of them, maybe less, and run them through the enrichment chamber. And 61, 2, 3. There we are. Yeah, it's a bit old-fashioned of me, but still need oxygen for the purification chamber. Suppose you could do this one the old-fashioned way. I mean, yeah, it burns coal, but it's not. But it doesn't use electricity. And it may be a bit faster. What quests are there left in Mekanism here? Well, I've got the pressurized reaction chamber and the combiner. I'm not exactly sure. The combiner seems to be. I guess I'll hold off on that until I'm thinking, gee, I wonder what quests I can complete now. Oh yeah, I still got this. And here we are. An electrolytic separator for brine. I also need a couple of empty gas tanks. And since I've consolidated biomass and fungi, maybe I ought to just burn the biomass and, as it's supposed to be fuel. What the? Okay, I'm not taking those guys on. And there's a reason I'm not taking those guys on. It's because, see, if I were to do that, I'd have to kill off the captain. He's the one with the big, that big flag. You can kind of glimpse it over there. Yeah, they're headed somewhere else. If I kill the captain, I am officially a marked man. I will not be able to set foot in any village without subjecting it to without subjecting it to a raid. What the? This sounds like something I can afford to do. Is this thing supposed to be a liquid or a gas? I can't tell. Let me just... Okay, the problem with doing it this way is that I'd have to... Not now, please. There we are. I'd have to store the... that's wrong. There, you see this buffer here. I don't want to store stuff in it. So I had this dynamic tank in the first place. The problem is I'd need another dynamic valve, and I don't know whether or not if I were to change that, I'd lose what's inside. So right now, I'm using electrolysis to make sodium and chlorine. And it's in equal parts too. Once I have the chlorine, I'm going to need to make another machine. The chemical infuser. That's it right here. So I need 2 chemical tanks. And there. Now the chemical infuser, as you might have guessed, combines 2 chemicals into a third. In this case, hydrogen and chlorine to make hydrochloric acid. To do that, I'm going to need another gas tank. No. And I will put that there. So now when the hydrogen and the chlorine are ready, I'll be able to infuse them in the infuser, but they're not ready yet. Now the chemical dissolution chamber needed sulfuric acid. For sulfuric acid, you need to infuse a chemical infuser with water vapor. You combine water vapor with sodium sulfur trioxide. Another chemical infuser, oxygen and sulfur dioxide. And a chemical oxidizer for sulfur dust. Yeah, not the other thing, sulfur dust into sulfur dioxide. You can dig up sulfur dust, or you can pulverize it, or you can use a chemical injection chamber to make gunpowder into sulfur dust. Fascinating idea. Because hydrogen chloride is also available in salt deposits. I forget exactly how much of it. Is it my imagination, or did the wandering trader somehow make it into the machine room? I think he's actually under me. But yeah, that's oh Lord, he is in here. I'm just gonna let him get out. Okay, looks like he isn't here anymore. Okay, so that's 2 chemical infusers and a chemical oxidizer.